Hello, what's up? Got another player interview for you all. The Transfer Portal CFB is diving deep into NFL draft coverage. We want to do so much more of this. We're thrilled to have a fantastic guest on with us today, Joshua Williams of D2 HBCU, Fayetteville State. What's up, Josh? How are you doing today?
What's going on? I'm excited to be here. Coming back from the Senior Bowl and just been getting after it all week. So,
yeah, you didn't even speak about the fact that today you got your NFL Combine invite. Like, congrats to you from behalf of all of us at the Transfer Portal. Congrats to you and your family on this incredible milestone and opportunity for you. So yeah, congrats.
I appreciate it, man. I actually I got it back in January, but it's just now getting out. So I already got my celebrations out of the way. So
gotcha. All right, that's on me, my bad. But yeah, I guess us common people finally got to see it. We got Andrew Wilson with us today as well. He'll be asking some questions too. He was out there in Mobile at the Senior Bowl as well. Got to watch you play. What's up, Andrew? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Still recovering from a little jet lag because I just got home Monday, so 2 days ago. But yeah, great experience down in Mobile. Get a great chance to talk to a great player in Joshua. So should be a fun interview.
Absolutely.
For sure. Josh, you're looking to become the first player out of Fayetteville State drafted since 1976. That's crazy.
Man, as crazy as it sounds, I always felt like, I was going to be able to do it. My freshman year, you could ask any of my friends, man, I always had high hopes for myself. And, it's just now finally coming into fruition and it's all unfolding. So, I'm just blessed to be in a position, man. You feel me? So
I want to ask about because you obviously I mentioned you played at D2 HBCU Fayetteville State. What was that experience like playing for an HBCU?
Right. Well, it's a lot different than a lot of these guys. They go to these big schools and a lot of people do like playing at these big schools, and I definitely, I'm not going to downplay that. There's a lot of things that attract players there, but, HBCUs definitely have their good qualities too. I have friends, all over the football team that, for the rest of my life, I feel like are going to be part of, just my family, meeting my children, my wedding, things like that. You really do meet nice, genuine people, people that you'll call your brothers and sisters for the rest of your life. So, just the whole family element around it, the whole sense of camaraderie, it's great.
And that's a really good selling point, right? The family bond that you're sharing with all these players. The next thing I want to ask is, as this HBCU revolution continues to build some momentum, we see what Deion's doing at Jackson State. Why should kids relish the opportunity to play at an HBCU?
Well, like you said, it's been getting a lot of hype recently, but HBCUs historically, back in the past, they used to have a lot of great players, and of course, as of recently, in more recent history, it's been a little downplayed, and there hasn't been as many guys coming out. But, like you said, the hype back around it, just the attention and all the spotlight is really on us now, especially like you said with Deion Sanders and Jackson State. There's a lot of things that will, attract a lot of these guys who look like me and grew up in the same places like me. Everybody has a different experience, but, going and understanding your history, traditions, and just really being immersed in your cultures, it's definitely something to behold and be a part of. So, it's great.
Next thing, I kind of wanted to just talk a little Senior Bowl since we were both down there. But there were some reps in the Senior Bowl that you were just absolutely dominant. There was a viral clip on Twitter, you just showing your physicality at the line of scrimmage, and the rep was so good, the quarterback didn't even throw the ball. So how important has your physicality been to your gameplay for some people that may not have seen you play that much?
Well, just me, and when I was learning how to play corner, that's just, one thing I was taught. It's easier to guard a receiver when he's not running at full speed, and that's just a matter of science. Running with somebody at full speed, is a lot more difficult than running when they're, being disturbed and you're being physical with them. It's easier to guard a receiver like that, and that's not to say you have to put your hands on him. You have to, do all of this and do all of that. But getting receivers, getting your hands on a receiver at the line of scrimmage, that's something I look to do, especially in press. Now if I was off, of course, I wouldn't need to use hands at all. But, that's just something that was coached into me. If you're at the line, punch with the right hand, use your feet. Don't just lunge at the receiver, because some guys are overly physical. They'll just lunge at the guy, try to get their hands on any way on him. And hold and do this and that, but there's a way to be physical and also be controlled at the same time. So,
let's stay with talking about a little bit of coverage. One thing I've always been kind of curious about is, as a corner, do you have a preference between playing man or zone? Because when you play that man, it's kind of like that, you're one-on-one, his guy versus yourself. But then you also got zone, which may be a little easier to read the quarterback. So do you have a preference between the two coverages?
I don't necessarily have a preference. It all depends really on the down and distance and just the situation in the game. Of course, then I'd have a preference on what I'd rather play. But ultimately, whatever the coach calls, I feel like I can play. I think I'm really good in man coverage, especially with my long arms. But I feel like I'm also really good in zone coverage too. So, as far as that goes, it really just depends on just the situation, really, on what I want to play. So,
gotcha. When I've seen you play, I haven't seen much because it is tough to get to see you play because you're at such a small school and the opportunity isn't there for a lot of us to watch you play. But breaking onto this scene lately, and from what I've seen, your ball skills and pass coverage are fantastic. Now, what would you say that your trait is? And then what would you say you need to work on the most?
I assume one of my best traits, definitely, physicality, getting my hands on the receiver at the line of scrimmage. And really just I feel like I'm comfortable in coverage, fluid. I don't feel like I'm stiff or kind of jerky with any movements I'm doing on the field. One thing I could definitely work on, just being more technically sound. Like I said, I do like to press, but, making sure I'm pressing with the right hand, pressing with my feet, not lunging. Also, getting out of breaks correctly, not taking too many steps, staying low on my pedal, staying square on my back pedal. Just, the simple things that you can never be too technically sound at, things like that.
Mm-hmm. And then what about with game prep and looking at film? I want to ask, when you're studying film to get the edge on the opponent, are you noticing tendencies and finding things from other quarterbacks and receivers that you're going to go up against that you use to your advantage on the game day?
Right. That's definitely something, you look for. You look for tendencies and just any patterns that you can recognize. But, the better a player or team is, a lot of times those things aren't as noticeable. So you have to go a little more in depth, maybe with down and distancing, play calling, formations, personnel, what they like to do in certain sets, things like that. So, of course, that plays a factor, things like that. It's not always just surface level patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next, I wanted to ask about your kind of preparations for these pre-draft events. Obviously, the Senior Bowl, and once again, congratulations on getting your combine invite. Apparently, about a month ago that we just found out about today. But what have you done specifically to prepare yourself for these types of events?
Well, for the Senior Bowl, I've been down here training in Miami with Bomberito Performance Systems, and we work on a multitude of things. I wasn't just preparing for the Senior Bowl. I was also working just speed training, agility, strength training, things like that. And, as far as what I'm focusing on, I'm just focusing on becoming bigger, faster, stronger. No specific thing. I want to be a better football player at the end of the day. So, I try to be as versatile as I can be. It's not like I'm just focusing on jumping or running or agility, 3-cone. I'm just, trying to be good at all of it. So when I get down there in Indianapolis, one of these nice teams will try to take me kind of high up,
Of course, of course. You talked about becoming a better player. Is there an NFL player, past or present, that you've kind of modeled your game after, or are you just trying to become the best version of yourself?
I'm definitely trying to become the best version of myself, first and foremost. But like you said, there's been a million great players who've all done it before me, and I try to take a little bit from each of those players. Charles Woodson, very versatile corner, great playmaker. I was a big Darrelle Revis fan, Sean Taylor fan. And then recently, you got players, Jalen Ramsey, you got Stephon Gilmore, Xavier Howard, what's his name? Trayvon Diggs. He gets his hand on the ball. There's so many good players you can look at now and kind of take a little bit from each of them to kind of try to add to your own game. So that's what I try to do.
Tell you what, we have never seen anything like Prime Revis Island. My goodness, right. Man. Mm-hmm. That stuff was disgusting that he was doing. Yeah. Man, what about the best piece of advice that you've been given? And then what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone that's trying their best to get to the college football level, any level, or to the NFL?
The best piece of advice I could give to anybody, believe in what you're doing and do it to the best of your ability. You play competitive sports, and a lot of times you're compared to a lot of different people. And, not everybody grows or progresses at the same rate. So just try to be the best you, do things consistently, work hard consistently. And eventually you'll reach that best version of yourself. And, maybe you might not bloom as fast as other people, but your ceiling may be higher. So, just keep working consistently, do it with a tenacious effort, and, just be very willing and, and love the grind, love what you're doing. Know there's a means to an end. So, And you also said, what's the best advice I was probably given, so far, and this is what I was told. Now, I haven't got to test it out really, but they said I got some great advice apparently at the Senior Bowl. And the gentleman told me the best thing you can do when you do get picked up by a team is to, gain the trust of your teammates and gain the trust of your coaches. And, I guess, I'll get to test that out soon and see how far that'll get me in the league. So.
For sure. Love the answer, especially about advice you'd have to give to people. One thing I ask every player that's onto our podcast, our platform interview, is when you get to the pros, you're so dang close, man. Like, again, congrats in advance because we know you're going to do big things, but how do you plan on giving back to the community? I love asking this question, seeing all the different answers that we get from players.
Right. Well, I've always been, not to my own horn or anything like that, but I've always been one to try to give back to the community. I was raised in Fayetteville, being a part of Omega Psi Phi, there's a lot of, which is a fraternity, it gives us a lot of opportunities to give back to Fayetteville and in the surrounding areas. So whether that be food drives, donations, cleaning up trash or whatever, helping around campus, anything we can to do, anything for the next man, next person, we try to do. And in the future, I'm hoping, maybe some camps, definitely just try to do something with the youth. There's a lot of talented people I grew up with, a lot of people that, I consider more talented than myself, who just unfortunately didn't make it out due to, just getting into foolish things they didn't need to get into. And a lot of times it was just hard for them to make it out their environment, overcome that. And hopefully in the future I can, assist with helping children be able to overcome some of the barriers they face growing up in certain areas.
That's a amazing answer. I don't know what else to say to that.
Right.
You touched a little bit about getting some advice down at the Senior Bowl. Were there any coaches on the national staff that you really enjoyed and you learned something from them?
Coach Tony Oden, Coach T.O. Is what we called him. And Coach Ricky Manning Jr. Very, very too, and also Coach Coach Manning. So really 3 coaches. The whole DB staff, I should say. Let me just say the whole DB staff. They were great. That allowed us to come in, get extra film, and I'm sure that's not something that we're maybe expecting, but they definitely were prepared and were willing to do it. They're down in Mobile. It's kind of some people say an all-star, kind of vibe. I didn't take it as that. I took it as a week of proper, college high-level football. And, I try to take advantage of that by, getting extra film in, getting any extra notes in, and just taking it all in, getting any, kind of little pickups or tips that can make me the best version of myself, like I said. And, I really did learn a lot this week. It was great. It was a great experience, but it was also a learning experience. So it wasn't just all fun. It was a lot of substance behind it. I feel like I learned in 1 week things that I didn't learn in 2 months. So, very, very good stuff.
That's great to hear. One more thing I want to touch on about your college career. What was your favorite moment as a college football player, would you say?
My favorite moment as a college football player would have been winning a conference championship, but we failed every single time. And, that was definitely my biggest goal, was to, at least finish this year with a conference championship ring. And I didn't, but my biggest goal would just be, I guess getting to this level that I wouldn't put one specific moment on it, but all the things leading up since I came to Fayetteville State to, me leaving and at the point in my life I am now, I feel like a lot of people even, just are blown away. Like you said, some people haven't been, drafted since 1976. And, it's just a blessing for me to even be considered, a draft pick or potential draft pick. And, me being here, making it to the Senior Bowl, being the only Fayetteville State player to ever represent the school in the Senior Bowl, all of those things, man, this whole season, me being coached by, my whole coaching staff, that's a great coaching staff, people that I still talk to the season's over. I don't talk just about football. I talk to them about everything. There's so many good moments and good things that happened to me while I was here. I can't just put it on one. But, it definitely just be me getting to where I am now. That would be the biggest moment, and it took a lot of things to lead up to that. So,
Gotcha. I do want to go back to the Senior Bowl here. I know that you guys speak with a lot of teams at the Senior Bowl, but is there a team that you maybe enjoyed speaking with the most, if you're allowed to say that? And then I want to know what the weirdest question you were asked was, because we know a lot of those interviews have some weird questions there.
Well, I enjoyed speaking with every team, man. Believe it or not, me just being there, I'm happy. I'll play for any single team. I want that to be understood right here, right now. I'll play for any team in the National Football League. So, I spoke to all 32 teams, and I'm willing to play for all 32 teams. So, and probably the weirdest question, I wouldn't even say it was – this was probably during the season, but, the weirdest question I got from a scout would just be how tall my girlfriend was and what sport she played and is she good at it. That was the weird. I don't know. He was a good dude too. I guess he was just being thorough in his research. So That threw me off. You know, how tall she was. That really threw me off.
No, it threw us off when he has told us that. Dude, they're tripping sometimes with what they ask.
Yeah, man.
Go.
I don't know. But that was it.
A little too
that's
thorough.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a certain disrespect that's shown to small school prospects like you, and especially now that you're a D2 HBCU guy, people are going to see your name and the school that you're affiliated with, and they're just going to kind of glance to you, which us three know that's so wrong. Like, don't do that. You're missing out on so much talent when you do stuff like that. But like when these people doubt you like this, like, I don't know. Just tell the haters right now why they shouldn't be sleeping on Joshua Williams.
Well, like you said, man, I think it's very foolish. You know, I was blessed enough for them to look at a little small school guy like me and invite me to the Senior Bowl. And, you know, I went against the very best of the best, and I think I did pretty well against them. So, you know, I don't know what other questions, you know, they could have, maybe besides how high I jump and how fast I run. And those will be answered, you know, March 3rd through March 7th. So, you know, I don't know. Any questions they have, you know, I'm willing to answer. You know, any faults in my game I'm willing to work on. But as far as, you know, just any doubters and things like that, I don't know. You know, I feel like I put up a fairly good showing against the best players in the nation at the collegiate level. So I don't know.
Just let them sleep.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
They'll have to wake up eventually.
That's what I'm saying.
So I wanted to say my last two questions. First off, we'll go a little more, not serious, but a little more in depth right here. Then we'll finish with something a little lighter. Going into the NFL, do you have any career goals? What do you want to accomplish? Anything specific, or is this really just the moment you're focused on right now?
Well, of course, there's, you know, specific goals. But, you know, it all starts with a really general goal, and that's with me being the very best player I could possibly be, using every avenue and every resource I can to do so. You know, weight room, yoga, whatever. You know, getting extra reps, getting on a jig machine every day after practice. Whatever I need to do to be the best possible player, squeeze every inch of potential out of me that I can. I think I'll be able to achieve, you know, all the goals that I could possibly think of. You know, whether it be All Pro, Pro Bowl, you know, all rookie team, Defensive Player of the Year, Hall of Fame, whatever. So it all starts with me my goal is for me to be the very best player I could possibly be.
That's great. That's where it all starts. Last thing I want to ask you, and I ask people this whenever they're on, is there a certain artist or playlist that you listen to kind of get yourself into the right mentality before a game or a practice?
Yes, there is. And, you know, before I used to say I just listen to anything, but I'm starting to see a pattern now. It starts off, you know, maybe with like reggae music. I'll listen to some Peter Tosh or you know, Buju Banton, anything, you know, any kind of reggae music, you know, just to get me relaxed, not have my heart beating too fast before the game. You know, just keep me calm and alert. And then, you know, I might listen to like Kodak or what else? I listen to a lot of old school music, a lot of Houston rap, Bun B, Swisher House, Mike Jones. It's a very versatile, you know, array of artists. So, you know, it doesn't just stop there. It's a lot of people. Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, so I don't know. It always starts off with reggae music, though. It works its way, you know, to that. So, but
seems like a very versatile playlist.
Very, very.
All right, let's get into our final segment here, pick six. Hopefully, we can see you get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 more of these in the NFL level.
Right.
First off, if you weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't playing football, I could see myself in the military as an officer or working in IT right now.
Favorite food, least favorite food?
My favorite food, pasta / burgers. And my least favorite food will have to be marshmallows, dry marshmallows. I can't eat them dry.
God, all right. What about, do you have a hidden talent?
A hidden talent? You know, I think I have so many talents, none of them are hidden. You know,
that's a good answer.
You know, I think I'm funny. Man, yeah, I'm versatile. That's my hidden talent. I'm versatile.
Let's look at traveling. If you could travel anywhere in the world, what's your destination?
Well, my family's from St. Kitts, so I'm not gonna say that because I go there. You know, I can go there already. So maybe like either Baja, California, you know, and go ride on the dunes. Tijuana, or, you know, because that's in Baja, California, or Bora Bora Island. You know, those are
good answer.
Yeah.
All right. What about NFL player you're most looking forward to covering?
Man, all of them. But if I had to say one, just to really test my skills, man, I'd have to say, just off of this past season, Jamar Chase. You know, if you would have asked me before the season, it might have been like Julio. It's one of the guys I really, you know, used to look up to.
Yeah.
But yeah, just Jamar Chase. You know, he's been going crazy this season.
For sure. Crazy is probably an understatement. My goodness, he's been sensational.
Yeah.
All right. I'll save this one for the future. I'll bring this clip back to when you're drafted. Again, you said any of the 32 teams in this league you'd be thrilled to play for. Definitely understand that. But let the fan base that you're going to be drafted by, just let them know what they're getting in Joshua Williams.
They're getting a hardworking, versatile, you know, tenacious, talented, confident, handsome, funny, intelligent player. Godly, and a godly, first and foremost, godly player. So, yeah.
And the seventh question I would ask, how tall your girlfriend is, but we won't do that.
We'll save that for the scouts.
Yeah, they'll let them handle. Yeah, man.
Man, really appreciate speaking with you, Josh. Had a lot of fun doing this. Best of luck to you in the near future. I can't wait to see, and I'll speak for Andrew, we can't wait to see where you end up. We can't wait to see what you do at the combine. As you spoke to, your speed is going to impress some people. I know you clocked over 21 miles per hour at the Senior Bowl. I can't run that fast. Andrew can't run that fast. Not many can.
Not this
right, maybe
not
you
right
can.
Maybe with some stretching. You know.
Yeah, we'll send Andrew out there to Miami to go through this pre-draft routine, see if he could gain some miles per hour.
Hey, they'll get him right. They'll get him right, man. Believe it or not. So.
For sure, man. Really appreciate your time, Josh. And again, best of luck to you. If there's any last things you want to say on here, feel free.
Shout out to all my family. You know, they've been supporting me this whole way through. My dad, my stepmom, my sister, my cousins, all of them, everybody. And my coaching staff, my friends, my LBs, my lady, her family, everybody. So those are my shout outs. Yeah.
Gotcha. And make sure to follow Josh on Twitter. It's right there. Y'all can see it if you're watching on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe this video, comment, request other players you want us to interview. We appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one. Now I gotta go get a Fate State shirt. See ya.
Gotcha.